crazy.
All right, coming up on Fox and Friends, Mitt Romney calling out the president.
The Obama outsourcing attacks, misleading, unfair, and untrue. There was no evidence that Mitt Romney shipped jobs overseas. Candidate Obama lied about Hillary Clinton.
Well, if the president's ads are misleading, will the voters trust him to lead the country? Our political panel is going to tackle that one.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Running for governor, Mitt Romney campaigned as a job creator.
I know how jobs are created.
But as a corporate raider, he shipped jobs to China and Mexico.
Well, it turns out that ad is not true, according to factcheck.org, and now Mitt Romney is hitting back.
The Obama outsourcing attacks, misleading, unfair, and untrue. There was no evidence that Mitt Romney shipped jobs overseas. Candidate Obama lied about Hillary Clinton.
So shame on you, Barack Obama.
But America expects more from a president. Obama's dishonest campaign, another reason America has lost confidence in Barack Obama.
So if the president's ads are misleading, can voters trust him to lead the country? Here to weigh in with that tough question, Fox News contributor Angela McGlowan, Rick Newman, chief business correspondent for U.S. News and World Report, and author of a brand new book, Rebounders, How Winners Pivot from Setback to Success. And Bernard Whitman, former pollster for President Clinton. All right, good morning to all of you.
Hi, Gretchen.
And it's gotten nastier even since those ads came out.
Yes.
Now the Obama camp calling Romney a felon, and the Romney camp calling the president a liar. Bernard, who's right?
There's no question that Barack Obama is absolutely correct. The facts are very clear that Mitt Romney, as CEO, president, and chairman of Bain Capital, invested repeatedly in companies that outsource jobs overseas. And, in fact, now we don't even know how long he was head of that company. The truth is either Governor Romney or Bain Capital, the company that he founded and is using as a rationale for the presidency, lied to the SEC on government forms.
So that ad got four Pinocchios.
Really
that ad got four Pinocchios, and it was a total lie. But you're saying you're standing by the fact that it's true.
The Washington Post has clearly documented that Bain Capital invested heavily in jobs that shipped American jobs overseas and invested in companies whose whole basis depended on American outsourcing of jobs.
Angela, even if that's true, which has proven to be not true, do Americans care?
No, they don't care. What Americans care about is, what are you going to do to make my life better today? Am I better off than I was 4 years ago? And the answer is no. What are you going to create a better America? That's what they care about. And I believe that Mitt Romney, once he puts forth his effort in articulating his plans, will do a lot better.
Rick?
I think this whole argument is completely off topic. I mean, we are in a global economy. Outsourcing is nothing new. You cannot participate in this economy without involving all the other countries. I mean, when you go to Walmart and buy stuff there, you are outsourcing American jobs. All of us are outsourcers. I think there are small grains of truth to the claims that each candidate is making about the other on outsourcing and on offshoring, and massive falsehoods. This is way off topic. I mean, we need to acknowledge.
Wait, so is it a distraction?
This is a global economy.
Bernard, the Obama camp started this outsourcing argument. Was it a distraction from not looking at the economy of today?
Yes. Mitt Romney helped pioneer outsourcing at Bain Capital. The entire reason why the
Obama campaign made this an issue
is basically due to the fact that Mitt Romney helped train all these companies to figure out how to outsource.
Mitt Romney's responsible for the Chinese Olympic uniforms now?
Mitt Romney has helped create the outsourcing of American jobs.
Wait a minute.
Barack Obama has created 500,000
jobs. Is Mitt Romney, Angela, responsible for the Chinese uniforms the American athletes are going to wear?
And this just goes to show how desperate liberals are in the bait and switch, distraction, deflection, because Obama can't stand on the policies that he's created.
Obama has created 4.4 million jobs in 28 months of straight job growth.
But
he has created 150,000 manufacturing jobs in the country this year.
Let's look at the underemployment numbers, and he can't stand on his policies.
10 seconds, Rick.
The economy's in terrible shape. Guess what? If Mitt Romney were never born and Bain Capital never existed, we'd still have outsourcing and offshoring exactly as we have it right now.
Thank you for the summation. Our political panel sticks around to tackle a stunning new poll. 1 in 5 Democrats and independents don't care that Mitt Romney is rich. Actually, that's wrong. Is that right? 1 in 5 Democrats and independents don't care? Anyway, 4 out of 5 Americans don't care. That's how I read the poll. So why is the president still attacking him over it? Then, it's a stunning new Gallup poll just out. 4 out of 5 Democrats and independents don't really care now actually it's all Americans, don't really care that Mitt Romney is rich. They say it won't affect how they vote. So why is President Obama still working the whole class warfare bit? We're back with the panel, Rick, Angela, and Bernard. All right, Angela, let me start with you on this, because I think that this poll is so significant.
It is.
Because there's been this sort of dialogue of class warfare for the last year, even though Democrats like Bernard do not admit to it. And I find it fascinating that even after all of that discussion, 4 out of 5 Americans say they don't care that Mitt Romney's a rich guy.
They don't care, but the liberals have a great argument here, and they've been utilizing it, and it is playing to Obama's base. Basically, that Mitt Romney's rich, he's out of touch. He can't relate to the common working class man. He can't create a better America for you, so you have to reelect me. And Gretchen, when you have the Department of Agriculture actually running radio ads that food stamps are good and how to get food stamps, it's a sad, sad day. So the argument is working with you liberals with the class warfare.
I could not disagree more. Here's the issues. There's 2 items. Number one, the American public does not know who Mitt Romney is. They don't identify with him. They don't understand who he is. And they see him as an individual that is disconnected from their lives. That on its own is fine. The real tragedy here is that Mitt Romney's tax policies disproportionately benefit the wealthy. Here's how. Under his plan, millionaires, this is a fact, will get an average tax cut of $250,000. The top 0.1%, $750,000. And middle-class Americans will actually face a tax increase.
And
so
guess
it's not
what?
about who he is or whether he's rich. It's about how his policies
But you know
work.
what? In the olden days, people actually used to look to successful people and say, wow, I hope to be that someday.
Right.
The Congressional Budget Office, I just got to get this in here, Rick, because I found this astounding, that in 2008 and 2009, the highest earning 20% of taxpayers paid 94% of the total income tax burden. Fair share, 94%.
Right, and this is the whole argument about income inequality that we're having right now. The campaigns are not looking at the 80% of voters you mentioned. They're looking at the other 20% and even smaller gradations than that. I mean, this is there's no doubt this will be a very close election. This could be decided by a few thousand votes, mostly among independent swing voters in a few states. So that 20% that feels differently, and maybe they do have some questions about Mitt Romney, that's where the battle is right now. And I think Americans, they do want to like the wealthy and admire the wealthy because they want to be the wealthy. I mean, we all aspire to become wealthy someday. And I think what this is all about right now is American voters trying to figure out, do they like Mitt Romney and do they admire him? And the Obama campaign has definitely highlighted a few weaknesses there. I think Mitt Romney could do a much better job of saying, instead of trying to deny that he's an aristocrat, I would love to hear him say, hey, here's how you can become more like me. I mean, here's how you too can get rich. Why doesn't he let us in on his secrets?
Actually set the argument, and he should ignore that and say, yes, I'm successful. And this is how I did it.
He's on the defensive.
But why does he feel gun-shy about that?
Because, you know, I related to the white guilt issue, also the success issue, where he feels uncomfortable, clearly, with his success, but he's got to get out there.
Do you know why? Because he's got Cayman bank accounts, he's got Swiss bank accounts.
That's not why he
Was
feels
he the CEO? Was he not the CEO?
Let's keep it in America for a minute. We're talking about the American dream.
I think that Mitt Romney is still trying to define himself, Gretchen. Okay. He needs to just come out and be who he is.
He needs to define himself. I got to end it there. Panel, have a great weekend.
You too.